Alright guys, welcome back to another video, guys. Like the title says, guys, how to deal with haters 101. Now let me get my thumbnail. Okay guys, so no mind me, guys, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go somewhere soon, so you know what I'm saying, a little bit dressed up. I gotta go do my hair after that, a little bit messy. But anyways, guys, it's 10:31 in the morning and we back with another video, right? So anyway, oh shit, I just moved my camera. But to give you guys a little bit context, okay? Yesterday, guys, I was, recording videos, editing videos, and I saw one comment, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like getting comments, but sometimes there's comments where you're like, what the hell is this, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes with the job, right? You're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna have people, trolling you or like saying some stupid stuff. So I was reading my comments yesterday, right? I was on my phone and I was getting ready because it was like it was almost like 4 o'clock p.m. and I was taking a shit on the toilet and I was looking through like my notes and whatever that I gotta do for the rest of the day, what to edit, boom, boom, boom. And I had to go pick up my girl at 4:30, right? I gotta go pick her up from a job. And then we was gonna go run some errands after that. So I was on the toilet and I was looking at my comments and then I was like, oh, what does this comment say? So I went on my YouTube studio and then this comment it wasn't really like a hate comment, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I got worser comments than that, but it was kind of like a troll comment, or like not even just a troll comment. I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what's the point of even taking 5 seconds every day to go on your phone and start talking like just like, I don't get how people have that time or that mentality to go out and start. And you realize that most of these haters, they're people. All right, it's gonna get into my first point. You guys gotta realize that most of these haters are people who can't become better than you and can't compete. You know what I'm saying? Not in an egotistical way or a competitive type of style way, but it gets to the point where if you were to put them on a pedestal with you and you were to out and try and compete with each other to be the best version of yourselves in every aspect of your life, those people are the ones who's going to be hard to compete and out compete with you. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, it's just every time that I look at, like, my life, right? My friends, people who, friends that I had to drop, people who's, they had beef with me for some odd reason. I didn't do anything. But you look at those type of people and you look at their characteristics, their life skills, their experiences, how they are as a person. Are they well-rounded? Are they trying to focus on their goals and what's their purpose? Are they healing their soul? Are they closer to God? Does people like them? Does people respect them? Do they have credibility? Can they fight? Can they drive? Do they have money to their name? Are they working and are they busy and occupied? You look at them and you're just looking at these people who always have something to say. And you're like, bro, these people can't even compete. Even if, like, I'm not a competitive person with other people, right? I love seeing people win. The only person I'm competitive with is myself, right? But if I were to go up and up with somebody in any realm possible, and, all those people who hate, like, not even just like hating on me, but just anybody who has something to say. If I was to try and compete with them in any sorts, I'll be like, bro, what is this? You know what I'm saying? It's like, these people, haters, are people who can't compete with you. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing that you guys got to understand is how to deal with haters 101. Realize, all right, that these people, I'm going to keep it quick and simple, that people can't compete with you. They can't. I don't know what it is, guys. It's just from personal experience and pattern recognition. And maybe it's like the psychology behind it is people who hate on other people are usually people who tend to can't compete with those type of people. I'm not saying be competitive in a bad way. The only person you should compete and compare yourself to yourself is, your past self. So, it gets to the point where you got to realize that most of these haters, they're people who, they just like, they don't have their shit together. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. I don't know how accurate that is, but based on my experience and, pattern recognition, most of the people who have something to say is always people who can't have their shit together. The girl's cheating on them. They have a baby mama in a different country, and the baby mama's cheating on him, and she's getting pumped by a bunch of black dudes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. Or the guy who his wife is getting pumped and he has a kid in a different country, and he can't even see his kid because his wife is in a different country, and she's cheating, and she's getting she's doing all kinds of sketchy stuff behind the scenes, and the husband is working, and he's working at Taco Bell, and he's only getting paid like $12 an hour, and he's struggling, and he's depressed, and he's sad. And that's the same type of person who talks shit, I'm saying, about other people. Why? Because, I don't know, I guess they can't get shit done. They don't have their life together. They can't compete. You know what I'm saying? Their life is not where they want it to be. So they have to talk down on other people to make them feel good. I don't know, right? From me, that's from my personal experience. I realized that most of these haters who talk shit, they can't compete and they don't have their shit together. So going back to my story, right? My introductory story. So I was reading comments, and when I was reading comments, somebody wrote a comment. It was like one of my videos that he was commenting on was like, I was like, oh, if you don't want to go to college, if you don't want to go to college, but your parents is forcing you to go to college, this is what you do. Something like that, right? So I was talking like this. I was doing like a speech. I was writing on the whiteboard, and pretty much somebody wrote the comment, and this person was saying like, oh, maybe you should go back to college because you can't spell. You don't know the difference between your and you are. Because in my title, I didn't realize what he was talking about because I was like taking a shit. I was trying to like edit videos. You know, I was on a time that I was like, oh shit, I gotta go shower. My girl's waiting for me. So I was rushing, right? So I was reading the comments. I was like, what is this, right? So after I took a shit, I was in the shower. Sorry guys, TMI. But I was in the shower. You know, I was taking a quick shower. I was on my phone. I was reading the comments. I was like, what is this? So anyways, I guess in my video, right, I was like, I wrote, it was supposed to be this, right? Y-O-U-R. But when I was typing the title, I guess it auto corrected to "you-are," right? So anyways, the guy was just roasting me because I misspelled this in my title, and he was like, oh yeah, you should go back to college. And so give you guys more context, right? When I do these videos, I record 5 to 6 videos each sitting. All right, so right now it's 10:38 in the morning, and I record right after this video. I gotta record 5 other videos, and I try and bust them out in like a couple of hours before, because I record in the morning, right? I do my morning routine. You know, I get ready for the day. I work out. I do what I gotta do. I DoorDash. I edit videos, and then for like 2 hours, I just record a bunch of content. Then after I record a bunch of content, I eat lunch, and then I go downstairs. I work on short form content. So I film short form content, and then I write scripts, and then I do voiceovers for whatever content that I'm doing. And then sometimes I live stream with my boys, and then I do my clipping page. And then, you know, I got to take care of my dog. And then after that, I get ready. I got to run errands. I got to pick up my girl. I got to go training, go to the gym. You know, maybe I'm working 9 to 5 jobs. So I'm always busy, right? So when I'm editing and I'm recording videos, I'm kind of like, I'm on a time limit. And I'm doing it all by myself. I don't have editors. I don't have people clipping my shit. I don't pay people to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a budget. You know what I'm saying? So it gets to the point where I'm rushing everything. So when I'm recording 5 to 6 videos, I'm just once I record it, I upload it right away. And then I write I create the thumbnail, I write the title, I put the description down, you know, whatever caption that I'm trying to write in. And then from there, I guess I was rushing, and then, you know, it must have auto-corrected to this, "you are," right? So he was like, oh, you should go back to college because you don't know how to spell. You don't know the difference between your and you are. And then I was like, bro, what the fuck, right? So I was like, oh, you know, I was explaining to him, I was like, oh, sorry, bro. You know, I record like 5 to 6 videos in a day, and I'm rushing. I'm on a time limit. And when I post these videos, I'm kind of just like, you know, trying to speed jam it, and I'm trying to, you know, I got shit to do. And I was like, you know, at the end of the day, bro, you should, you know, focus on yourself. You know, I kind of was trolling at that point. I was kind of doing like psychological warfare with him. So what I was trying to say was, I gave him the reason why I misspelled it. And then after I told him, I was like, you know what, bro, what you should do rather than focus on spelling is focus on your real life, right? Do you know how to fight? Are you making money? Do you have multiple jobs? Are you running your businesses? Do you know how to drive? Do you have a girlfriend? Are you traveling the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you close with God? And then after that, I said, have a good day, brother. I'm here to help you. That's why I'm posting this type of content for people like you. You know what I'm saying? Who have nothing better to do than to go on, to take 5 seconds of your day scrolling on YouTube and just leaving a stupid ass comment. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't take it personal. But it kind of like, it gets to the point where, how does people have time to be internet warriors? You know, and like grammar police, and they're just out there writing shit. If they were to say that in person, I wouldn't do it personally because I'm smart about my life. You know what I'm saying? But if you were to fucking tell that to the wrong people, they would fucking knock your ass out. You get folded like a fucking pancake. You know what I'm saying? And if you like go 1v1 in a ring, then okay. But anyways, if you go on the streets and you talk to people like that, they're gonna fucking fold you like a pancake. You know what I'm saying? All these internet yappers, bro, like, it gets to the point where you gotta know the difference between talking on the internet and also talking in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys gotta learn that there's gonna be consequences. That's why when I go out in public, I don't disrespect anybody. I don't do anything. I don't like talking. I wouldn't even say anything in person. You know what I'm saying? I would defend myself if people were to come up to me. But it gets to the point where, you know, there's things that you should keep to yourself. You know, and you should, like, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you also have the right to get knocked the fuck out, right? And get folded like a pancake. People have the right to fold you like a pancake. Obviously, there's going to be consequences, but people can fold you like a pancake if they want to. You know what I'm saying? So these people, they're out there like, oh, you're, like, this is like bullshit. I'm like, bro, why do you have time to even focus on that? So I'm like, bro, you should just focus on yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you, you know, trying to comment on myself so that it gets pushed into the algorithm and we can engage in different types of conversations. But it gets to the point where you're like, man, what is these people? Like, how do they have time to do this? And so he replied after, like, I didn't respond to it. I didn't reply to it, but he replied to it. He's, oh, well, I'm making bank. Yeah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't read the full comment, but my response, if I was to respond, all right, I had two options. I was either going to ignore him, because this is another trick with dealing with haters. I was going to ignore him because the best way to get people's attention is to not give them attention, right? So you just say, you ended off on a good note. I was like, have a good day, brother. You know, cheers. And then after that, you know, he was just responding. Like, I guess he took it literal. Like, he was like responding to what I said. Go make money, go get a girlfriend, you know, learn how to fight, get in shape, you know, become closer to God, focus on your relationships with other people, focus on your businesses, figure out ways to, you know, be a better version of yourself. And then I guess he was responding literally to me. I was like, what the hell, right? So anyways, I'm like, bro, I'm not even gonna reply already. So it's either I did the first route where I didn't want to give him attention already, so I just left it on a good note, or I was gonna respond with, you know, like, bro, you still got to work on your inner self. You got to work on your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? If people's out here, they always have something to reply with, or they always have something negative to say. They have to look in the mirror, and there's something that they have to fix within themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, if you have time to just, I don't get how people have time to just write stupid shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have time? If I was to read if I saw a video on YouTube and TikTok and I didn't agree with it, which I you know, like, I see people on fucking going in Target and they're screaming in people's face, but I wouldn't leave a hateful comment. I don't care. You know, people, let them do their thing. Even if I don't agree with it, I would never come onto people's channels and start talking shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wouldn't say, oh, you suck, you should get a fucking job. I wouldn't even say that shit. I wouldn't disrespect anybody. You know what I'm saying? So people, they gotta realize that when you go out here and you start commenting and you start disrespecting other people, or the guy didn't really disrespect me, all right? It's not like I'm gonna cry about it. You know, I don't take things personal, but when people out here, they have time to write stuff and I guess troll people, and they have, you know, they have to reply back to everything. You know, if I reply, they got to reply back, and it's like they're trying to get into an argument. It's like, to me, you have to work on yourself. There's things that you need to fix within yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell? Like, why do people, I don't get it, guys. Help me understand the psychology behind it. All right. So the first thing is realize that people can't compete with you. All right. Number two, realize, right, if they're jealous, maybe these people, they're jealous because they're hating. If they're jealous, you got to realize that the reason why people are jealous is because, like I said, right, they can't be on your level. For example, I used to have some old friends, and I had these old friends, and, you know, every time that I explained to my old friends, oh, bro, yeah, you know, I'm gonna start a business, I'm gonna do this. And I wasn't trying to be arrogant, because when I talk to my friends or people that I'm close with, I love to talk productivity things. I don't like to talk about, oh, let's go rizz up girls. Oh, what's about, you know, let's talk about GTA 6. Oh, let's talk shit about other people. I don't like talking about stupid stuff, right, guys? I don't like talking about Ice Spice. I don't like talking about, oh, did you see the new Star Wars movie? But I don't like talking about stupid things. So when I'm with my boys, right, I like to talk about productivity things, right? I like talking about how to make money, businesses, our goals, our life achievements, talking about how to be a better version of ourselves, talking about, you know, improving in a sport or whatever that we're working on, you know, talking about God, talking about the world, talking about history, talking about different said subjects that's very important, that will be beneficial for us to level up in our life, right? So when I'm talking to my old friends before, I guess they would kind of get jealous, because I found out that they will go behind my back and they'll be talking to like one of my other boys, and they'll be like, hey, you know, 5K Donut, he's back at it again, talking about money. Oh, he's back at it again, trying to talk about his business and blah, blah, blah. You know, oh, he's out here, he's always, you know, flexing. And I'm like, bro, I'm not flexing. I just want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can work together. We can run a business together. We can go ahead and improve our lives together. But I guess they took it the wrong way. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they think I was too much, but you know, it got to the point where I realized that, you know, I guess they were kind of being jealous in a sense. Like, the reason why they was talking about me and like that was because they were jealous. And so I realized that the psychology behind it is people who is jealous, they realize that the reason why they're jealous is because they can't compete. They can't achieve the things that their friends are talking about, and they know it. They don't have confidence issues. They have low self-esteem. I'm not saying in a bad way, but I realize that a lot of these people who's jealous, I'm looking at them, I'm like, bro, what? You can never achieve what I'm trying to achieve. You can never achieve what this person achieved. Because why? You have low confidence issues and you don't have that winner's mindset. And you're always hating on other people. So the reason why I'm not jealous, I'm never a jealous person. I have God, I don't like to be jealous of other people. But the reason why I realize a lot of people, that I don't get jealous of other people is because I know that I can achieve the things that they achieve and even greater. So I'm like, hey, everyone, there's a room for everybody. There's a room for everybody to succeed. You know what I'm saying? Why you got to be jealous of other people? I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I've realized a lot of people, if they're jealous of you, it's because they can't achieve the things that you're going to achieve. And the things that you have already achieved, they can't get there. And they can't compete. I'm not saying in an egotistical, okay, don't be out here saying I'm arrogant and egotistical. I'm just saying the truth at this point. That's the psychology behind it, I feel like. A lot of people who's jealous and a lot of people, who's hating on you, they can't compete with you and they can't achieve the things that you're trying to achieve. So what they do, they talk down on you. They make sure that, 5K Dono doesn't succeed. Jake doesn't succeed. The guy, whoever's watching my videos doesn't succeed. If you have friends like that, maybe they don't want to see you succeed, and maybe they don't know what it's like. They don't have it in them to achieve the things that you're going to achieve. You know what I'm saying? So there's something that you guys can do is you can cut them out of your life, or you can help change them. And if they don't want to change and, take accountability and a responsibility for themselves, then you got to drop them because they're only going to be holding you back. So, they got to work on themselves. So I say, like, all the haters, they just got to look in the mirror. And if they're always hating on people and they're always jealous, they got to look in the mirror and they got to work on whatever that's going on within themselves. No matter how much money they make, no matter how much, they go to the gym and, look look shredded and shit, you have to work on yourself internally as well. So that's why I always preach about, guys. You got to be the best version of yourself in every realm possible, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, your characteristics, your life skills and experiences, your leadership skills, your communication skills, your confidence skills, your finances, your businesses, your jobs, whatever that it is, your relationships with other people and with God. You got to work on every single thing of your life, all right? You cannot be one-sided of the coin. If you're one-sided, you're going to be ending up becoming a hater of other people. Because you're going to want what they want, but you know that you can't compete. And you're going to get jealous. And then you're going to start hating. All right? So a lot of these people, if they hate on you, and the YouTube comment too, I don't think, he's not jealous of me or whatever. But I'm saying that if I look on his page, he's guaranteed somebody who doesn't have their shit together. Like, it's just, I don't know. Every time that I look at people's pages, whenever they leave some sort of stupid comment, I look on their page. It's either a young kid, someone immature, or maybe an adult who doesn't have their shit together. And if it's someone that I know personally, it's always somebody that knows that they can compete and they're jealous, right? So I don't know what it is, guys. It's just from my personal experiences, that's what I realized, all right? So the next thing that you guys can do is, like I said, guys, bro, my pen, bro. What's wrong with my pens? Just don't take it personal, guys, okay? Like all of the things, right? You guys got to be strong-minded. You got to realize that people are always going to hate. People are going to love you. People are going to hate you no matter what you do. If you do the most greatest thing in the world and you donate to Africa and do charity, there's always going to be somebody who says, why is he recording his donation? Why is he doing this? He's just doing it for clout. Why, like, it's just people, no matter how much good you do in the world, there's always going to be somebody who says something bad and something negative, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what you do, there's always going to be haters. When you make money, when you don't have money, when you're working a regular job, there's always gonna be someone, why are you working a regular job? This sucks. Why are you trying to do YouTube? You're not gonna be successful. Blah. Like, there's always gonna be somebody who's hating on you. So the best thing to do, guys, is build your mindset, right? Build your mental resilience, by doing whatever that you gotta do, working multiple jobs, doing your combat sports, getting close to God, working on yourself. Build up your mental resilience and realize that you gotta be strong-minded and you shouldn't take anything personal, right? You can't let people say, right? I'm not saying be delusional, all right? Because a lot of people, they have delusion. I noticed, so like some of my old friends, like they know that they have to work on certain things, right? They know they got to get in shape. They know they got to stop being jealous, but they have this weird delusion where they think they're perfect and they don't have room for improvement. And so they go into the world, and whenever somebody says something about them, hey bro, you stop being stink and stop being weird, and then they'll be like, I'm not stinking weird, and they'll walk around like they're confident. That's delusional ego, right? That's delusional mindset. I'm saying that if you know that you have something to work on, you sit down, you take accountability, and you start working on it and improve yourself. All right, but there's gonna be times where people, they're gonna tell you certain things, right, about yourself, and do you accept it as if, you know, it's like, for example, if somebody tells me, oh, your videos are ass, and I say, okay, thank you, maybe my videos are ass, like maybe I should go and what do I need to improve? All right, but it gets to the point where if somebody tells you certain things, you're never gonna win, you're gonna fail, blah blah blah, do you listen to those people? Do you believe what they're saying? Do you let other people's opinions control how you operate? Do you let other people's opinions control how you feel about yourself? Right? And I'm not saying, right, you could be the stupidest person. And don't be fucking delusional. If you know you're stupid, and people are telling you you're stupid, maybe you should improve yourself. But I'm saying that if you know you're not stupid and people are telling you you're stupid, do you believe what they're saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets to the point where you can't take it personal, guys. You can't just sit down and be like, oh, is this what is what they're saying is true? You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing that you guys can do is, I'm gonna keep it quick and simple already, but you just outwork all these people. All right, you outwork all of them and use it as motivation. Okay, so what you can do is, whenever people say something bad about you, you channel the energy into motivation and you start outworking all of them. All right, no matter what it is. If you're working at multiple 9-to-5 jobs, you work even more. You grind, you make more money. You're trying to do DoorDashing, work, get more orders. You're trying to train into the gym, and you're trying to get bigger, and you're trying to become a better boxer. You start training even more. You just work. You're trying to do YouTube, and you're trying to grow a business. You post even more content. You show everyone, all the haters. You outwork all of them. You show them what it's like to work hard. You show them what it's like to be resilient. You show them what it's like to, you know, have people talk shit about you, but you come back even stronger and you prove them otherwise. All right, so you got to outwork all these people. And, you know, last but not least, guys, like I said, right, the best thing to do is just don't engage. All right, like literally, like just don't engage. Like I said earlier, the best way to get someone's attention is to not give them any attention. You know what I'm saying? Like some old friends, that people that I cut out, I see them, they're old, like some fucking old friend. I'm assuming it's my old friend, all right? I'm not a detective, but I'm pretty smart, but I also have a good intuition, right? God gave me intuition. I know what it's like to, you know, I know when people's lying. I know when people's trying to trick me. I know when people's fake. You know, I can pick it up, all right? It's intuition. And also like basic detective skills, right? You know, from body language and, you know, how people act. You know, I can put 2 and 2 together. You know, I'm pretty much, everybody can do that, right? But some old friends, they'll be like on my YouTube channel, they'll be like making fake accounts of me, and they'll be commenting on my stuff, and then they'll be trying to get my attention and shit like that. So I'm like, do I reply? Do I engage? Like, I don't have time to, you know, for this little petty drama. Like, I don't care. If you don't like me, it's okay. But I don't want to, like, I don't have the energy. I have so much chi that I have to dedicate to other parts of my life. My girlfriend, my businesses, making money, working 9-to-5 jobs, my family, taking care of my family, my dog, you know, traveling here and there. I'm always busy, right? I don't have time to get into petty little things. So I'm like, I don't have time to dedicate my chi. Even if it's just writing a reply, I don't have time. I don't want to think negative. I don't want to get upset. I don't want to engage with people who's immature. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you want to talk to me, just fucking text me. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to fucking make accounts and, you know, all this childish shit. And this person's older than me. So I got to the point where I was like, you know what? Psychological warfare, the best thing to do is not engage. All right. And then after that, I wasn't engaging. I saw more comments later, like a month later, writing more replies. And then after that, I saw like, it was like one of his real accounts with his real name. And he started writing emails and fucking comments to me. I'm like, bro, right? So I'm getting his attention by not engaging. So the best thing to do with haters is don't engage, right? A lot of people, they're going to always try and get your attention. And the best thing to do is don't engage. Play psychological warfare with them, all right? Don't acknowledge them. A lot of these people, they want your attention. They want you to reply. But the best thing to do is not give them attention. And when you do that, they're going to want more attention. And it's going to drive them crazy. Why isn't he replying to me? Why isn't he giving me attention? Oh, blah, blah. And they're going to try and do whatever it takes to get your attention. All right, and they're gonna be living rent free in that person's mind. You're gonna be living rent free in their person's mind. They're gonna be thinking about you every day. Why isn't he taking? You know, oh, bro, oh, why isn't he doing? Like, it's just psychological warfare. And the best way to get back at your haters is just not by engaging. All right, but there's gonna be times and places where maybe you have people in real life, right? I'm not talking about online hate now, but maybe you have people in real life. Maybe you're working at a 9 to 5 job and you find out that he's hating on you, he's talking shit about you in person, and it gets to the point where you can't just ignore it at some degree, right? You gotta go ahead and learn when to defend yourself. I'm not saying get into a physical altercation, but you gotta learn when to defend yourself. You gotta learn when to stand up for yourself, right? In person. So somebody keeps talking shit about you. You see them every day at work and they're acting fake and they're doing this and they're trying to ruin your reputation. There has to be a time when you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta talk to them. Hey, bro, come to the side. I'd like to talk to you real quick. You know, what is it? Hey, I want to have a mature conversation and help me understand why you're always talking about me. Like, can we just have a mature conversation and, you know, just talk about, just explain to me why, help me understand why you're talking the way that you're talking and why you're always talking about behind my back. You know, they just have a mature conversation. Though I'm not saying get into a fucking physical altercation and beat them up and get into a fight. I'm not saying, I don't advocate for that shit. I don't want physical violence, right? There's a time and place, like, you know, if you go to the gym, yeah, you can fight people, you can train. You know, maybe someone on the street is acting drunk and attack your girlfriend. You know, that's necessary physical violence. But when you're trying to, you know, work things out, don't engage in physical violence, guys. It's not going to end well. It's not going to look good. It's not going to, you know, people's going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You're going to hurt other people. You're going to go to jail. You're going to ruin your reputation. You're going to lose your job. You know, you're going to jeopardize your career. So don't, you know, control your emotions, but have a good, mature conversation. Say, hey, bro, you know, like, you know, don't escalate it. Just be like, hey, you know, don't get angry. Just talk normal. Say, hey, bro, you know, I heard that you was talking behind my back, bro. Like, I wanna know. I wanna figure out. You know, let's just sit down and have a conversation, and we can work things out, brother. And if not, then, you know, then we gotta find different other solutions. But, you know, just talk to them. So this is a basic guide, guys, how to deal with hate. All right, 101. All right, I see you guys later. All right, let's go.